I just watched the new Marvel series on Disney Plus, Ironheart. Here are my thoughts. Before that, though, I would like to ask that you leave a comment if you have anything to say on Marvel in general and Ironheart specifically. Also, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and consider subscribing to my channel for more videos on entertainment topics of all kinds. Okay, let's go! In a nutshell, I thought this series was okay, with enough good things to make it worth my time. That being said, it also felt cluttered with characters I had little interest in, and since it's only 6 episodes long, it needed another pass or two on the script so that things could get to the point more efficiently. What worked, but there were some things that could have been trimmed or cut to make more room for more of what worked. Dominique Thorne plays Riri Williams. We met Riri in Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, a film that was not well received if you listen to complainers online, and earned less than its predecessor. It's been long enough since that movie came out, and there are so few references to it in this series, that Ironheart feels like something more standalone anyway. Riri is an inventor studying at MIT. When we meet her, she is selling essays and homework assignments to help pay her way through school and cover the costs of her personal research and side projects. She is a genius but lacks resources, and this extracurricular money-making activity winds up getting her kicked out of MIT. It's mentioned that she doesn't have the billions that people like Stark and Pym had access to, so she has to find other ways to pay for what she needs. She wants to be bigger than Pym, bigger than Stark, iconic in her own right. From the get-go, we understand that she is not the same type of hero that we have seen before. No death of Uncle Ben or Aunt May to atone for and driving her to use her gifts for good. No selfish disconnect in her backstory, like being a brilliant surgeon led by their ego, or the inheritor of an arms manufacturer who never paid attention to the harm caused by his company's inventions, and thus no chance to change her ways and become a better person. She is not a god stripped of power and sent to Earth to gain maturity, nor is she an assassin stolen from her mother at birth and raised only to kill under orders. Riri is someone who wants to be seen, acknowledged, recognized, and known. To do that, she wants to build a suit, and she says several times that she does it because she can. Her motivations are simple. She wants to be an icon, and she will bend or break whatever rules she has to in order to achieve that goal. Anthony Ramos plays Parker Robbins, also known as the Hood. He is a thief and has risen to a high status as an underworld figure thanks to a garment of mystical origins that he was given after unknowingly making a deal with Marvel's version of the devil, Mephisto. More on him later. This cloak allows him to turn invisible when he holds his breath, something we see him practicing in a tub filled with water. It seems he can make one breath last for around 12 minutes or so, if I recall correctly. He also has augmented strength and can bend the trajectory of bullets he fires. He wants power, and he equates that with wealth, which he also sees as a birthright taken away by his father. The last person I consider a main character is Joe McGillicuddy, actually Ezekiel Zeke Stane, son of Obadiah Stane from the first film in the MCU, Iron Man. Tony Stark's mentor and friend, Obadiah turned against Tony and ultimately tried to kill him using his own iron suit as Ironmonger, and he met his fate at the end of that film. The truth was covered up as some kind of plane crash accident, but Zeke knows what really happened and wants no connection to his father or his legacy. Played by Alden Ehrenreich, Zeke is also a tech genius and uses his inheritance to buy dangerous devices on the black market, something Riri learns about. She blackmails Zeke, again showing she's not what we're used to as our normal kind of Marvel hero. And an odd friendship starts to develop. Zeke wants to live a quiet life and does not seem to seek power or fame. Each of those three characters is interesting for very different reasons, and each needed some time to flesh out who they were, how they got where they are now, and what they hope to accomplish. We have to care about them, especially the Hood, since villains are heroes in their own minds. One other addition to Riri's circle is her suit's AI, the Neuro-Autonomous Technical Assistant and Laboratory Intelligence Entity, NATALIE, or just Natalie. This AI has the appearance and personality of Riri's best friend, who perished years before in a drive-by shooting, along with Riri's stepfather. The AI version of Natalie seems to have been born from Riri's memories getting transferred into its program while Riri was asleep during a mental upload that required several hours to complete. Returning home after getting kicked out of MIT for breaking the rules and selling homework to otherwise incapable students, brought back a lot of memories, and some of them wound up in the AI. Natalie is played by Lyric Ross. Or was this Natalie version of the AI Mephisto all along? Dun dun dun! More on him later. Those three main characters are enough to focus on, and the Natalie AI helps us look at Riri through a different kind of lens. But there are so many other characters who eat up precious time in our 6-episode season. The Hood has a team to aid in his criminal adventures. There's a hacker with an interesting past who falls into the LGBTQ plus category. I guess that character is okay. There's a girl who likes bombs. Well, she seems like she's okay. There are 2 siblings who fight guards easily and serve as the muscle of the group, yet are easily handled 2-on-1 when they go against Riri without her suit, after we've seen them take out dozens of armed guards without breaking a sweat. They are not crucial to this story. And there is the Hood's cousin. There's also their tech guy who fails on a job, driving the Hood to recruit Riri as a replacement. So yes, Riri willingly lends her expertise to a criminal group to get money so she can become iconic. But all in all, that's too many people. Let the Hood and his cousin be the muscle. Keep the hacker and maybe the bomb girl. Ditch the siblings, ditch the tech guy. Cut the team from 6 to 3 and have them need tech support to fill a hole in their team for an upcoming job. Fewer faces on screen, fewer names to forget, fewer lines of forgettable dialogue, and more script for the major players who are driving the story. 6 episodes doesn't make for a long season, so efficiency is important. Another character who appears a couple of times, including at the end to lend a hand, is a little boy who hustles Riri when he lends her his wagon to use to haul her broken suit around. His first appearance was cute, I suppose, and it showed that people in her neighborhood were taking advantage of others to make a quick buck. But when he showed up at the end like he was an important character arriving in Riri's hour of need, like Han Solo flying in with the Millennium Falcon to help Luke take out the Death Star, no, I just cringed. Cut him altogether. There's also Natalie's brother, but why not cut him as well? Is he a love interest? Is he just a friend? He's too undefined as is, so removing him leaves more space for other things. Someone who needed more screen time is Zelma, played by Regan Aliyah. Her mom is friends with Riri's mom, and Zelma's mom was a dropout at Kamartaj, the mystic school where Dr. Strange studied magic. And Zelma has been learning magic her own way, not through the teachings of Kamartaj. This gets revealed when Riri is trying to learn more about the Hood's cloak, and it is an immensely interesting part of the narrative that deserved so much more development. Riri and Zelma's mother are friends, so the girls should have known each other for a long time. Include this in the plot. Riri is tech, and Zelma is magic. Later in the show, we have a fusion in the form of Riri's final suit, tech mixed with magic. It is fascinating. This is something new. And we know of the dangers around magic from the 2 Doctor Strange films and from WandaVision and Agatha All Along on Disney+. Is what Zelma doing safe? How powerful is she? Lots of potential there, as was shown in the mid-credits scene of the final episode when the Hood goes to Zelma for help. Zelma should have been a major player with more appearances in the story than Natalie's useless brother or the stupid muscle siblings. Anyway, expanding the cosmic, mystical side of Marvel is smart, even if it is relegated more to the streaming side of things than the theatrical side. Agatha All Along introduced Death, played by Aubrey Plaza, and here we meet Mephisto. Again, more on him soon. This lets Disney Plus have their own internal continuity independent of what happens on the big screen. Not everyone who goes to the theater has Disney Plus, and it takes away from the viewing experience if a movie needs a lot of homework to understand what's going on. Oh yeah. The writers tried to shoehorn in some extra motivation for Riri toward the end of the series. Like when Natalie and her stepfather were gunned down, she wanted to make things to protect the people she loves. Was this supposed to be akin to Tony Stark's build a suit of armor around the world moment? Was this meant to mitigate Riri's more established selfish motivation of becoming seen, becoming iconic? I found it predictable and hollow. It was just some throwaway dialogue, and it was not what Mephisto directed his temptation at, making Riri selfish and not seeking redemption, making her willing to live by her own morals and break rules whenever necessary to achieve her goals, makes her more interesting. Now, for Mephisto, ancient, powerful, mystical, the devil himself. He gives people what they think they want, and he gets something they won't even miss. I'm guessing that means their soul. Every deal comes at a cost, as the Hood found. Played by Sacha Baron Cohen, far removed from Borat, yet still putting on a few different accents. It's nice to see this entity appear in the MCU. Perhaps he will play a part in the upcoming Spider-Man sequel as well, since Mephisto made a deal with Peter Parker in the comics. It was so nice to see Mephisto finally take form in the MCU, and he can be a major thorn in the lives of a lot of characters. I've given away a few spoilers already in this video, but I don't want to break down the plot. I urge you to watch Ironheart for yourselves if you haven't seen it already. At the end of the day, it is the characters we should be thinking about, caring for, or rooting against, and coming back to watch in future installments. Riri and her mom are fine. Zelma and her mom are fine. But Zelma needs more screen time and should have been established as another old friend of Riri's. Natalie as an AI is fine, and there is a lot of nuance to her sudden appearance. Was Mephisto behind it? The stepfather should have just been Natalie's dad, and Natalie's brother should have been cut. Also needing pruning are the muscle twins and the little boy hustler. So Riri, Zelma, Zeke, the Hood, and Natalie are more than enough to fill out this story. One smart thing Marvel and Disney Plus did was drop the series in 2 3-episode blocks 1 week apart. Binge 3, wait a week, binge 3 more. This was good because trickling it out 1 episode at a time over 6 weeks would have given haters more chances to take a dump on the series, cry woke as loudly as possible, and everything else haters do these days. The way the powers that be did it this time, there was less opportunity to see viewing numbers seemingly drop week on week over a month and a half, and there was a greater chance that people would react to larger parts of the narrative when they made their critiques. I, for one, appreciated the decision to release it in multi-episode blocks, and I hope Disney Plus continues this with other series going forward. It is like how they released Season 2 of Andor. So, what do we have? We have the skin covering it all, and it is a good-looking series. Under that, though, we are missing some of the muscles needed to make the story move smoothly. And the skeleton everything is built on is missing a lot of the bones needed to support a truly engrossing narrative. The script needed a few more passes. Some characters needed pruning. The major players needed to be firmly established and given more development. All in all, it was a good series that opened the door for a wider section of the Marvel Universe and introduced some new faces that I would love to see again, especially Zelma. It was a good series, a solid B. It could have been an A+, though, so the writers and producers have to think more carefully about the stories they're telling and how things might fit into the larger narrative fans of the MCU have come to expect. Anyway, I would like to ask again for any thoughts or viewpoints you might have, so leave a comment and share them with me. Also, if you enjoyed this video, leave a like to let me know. If you're interested in more videos about entertainment topics of all kinds, consider subscribing to my channel. Any or all of those things would be greatly appreciated. Thanks for watching. See you next time.